Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Iranian affairs analyst Camelia Entekhabifard. She joins me now, I believe. There we go. Hi, thanks so much for coming onto the program. SANCTIONS Rouhani calls these sanctions unprecedented. What's your take on that?
Thanks for hosting me. The sanction is not unprecedented, as President says. Iran has been under sanctions since the revolution, but it haven't been in such a tough time and this extends on economy as previous time during Obama's also. The hard sanctions makes Iranian to negotiate with the United States. But the president asked for the unity among of the political faction in Iran, but he didn't mention that any political faction, in order to confront the sanctions, need the Iranian support, which we see these gaps widely open between the system, regime, and the people. But we were seeing all the political parties stand in the same line, in one line. For example, the reformists and conservatives all today has this unity to confront the United States because the legitimacy of the regime is under the question by these sanctions. We heard also the Supreme Leader said there would be no plan for talk and no plan for war with the United States. This is another interesting impact, which in my opinion, they would turn to talk to the United States.
You think there's little chance that Iran will actually leave this deal, even though Iran said last week it was going to give the EU 60 days to come up with a plan on how it would ease sanctions imposed by the US. Why is it that you think Iran is unlikely to leave the deal?
They wouldn't leave the deal. If they leave the deal, they would even put the European Union at the same side as President Trump is, and the economical pressure would be skyrocketing by that. But even that 60 days, it doesn't make sense, because for the European Union, for the Western countries, there is no problem for them to implement the Iran deal. But as we understand, their companies are individuals, and none of them could force by their own government to get engaged with Iran over any business. By then, that forces make sense for any of these countries because of President Rouhani's request can fulfill their promises. But if Iran change its paths, its courses in the region, and get engaged with the United States, and makes enough political stability and the security for the European companies, there would be no doubt they would love to be in Iranian markets and seize the opportunities to invest at this country. It means, first of all, they have to solve the issue with the United States, and then they decide whether to like to pull out from the deal or remain committed. At this stage, first they have to talk to the US, and I believe they would just a matter of time before these 60 days, perhaps the European countries would find a solution to get engaged Iran and the US if they want to mediate, or there would be another countries to speak behalf of the United States with the Iranian. They have to. There is no other solutions for them to talk to the US, even maybe not directly with Trump, but indirectly.
Thank you for that. That's Iranian affairs analyst Camelia Entekhabifard.